Hello, you're very, very welcome to our news bite here on a Sunday evening, a tragic day in the Dromalane area. Jerry has been on. So, Jerry, could you give us the latest? As I know you've been about all day today. So, what's happening at the moment?
Well, Damien, as I was on two previous occasions, and the reason for that was dispel speculation and assumptions and things that you usually done in situations, sad situations like this, and I just want to go about it in a proper manner to inform our residents and people outside our community how things were progress. I think as a community group, that's very important that we do, and to allay people's fears. First of all, that one person has been arrested, a 23-year-old man, and that was to also delay people's fear that there was no pain and danger, so to speak. And also, the latest is also that the 20-year-old young woman who was tragically killed today, that her body was taken from the house in question just earlier on this afternoon. And very sad to say the least, because there was people in our community come out and paid respect as she passed, the people that were laying in the streets, and it's just an example of our community, basically how heartbroken they are. Of course, we're traumatized, we're all these things, but we're just as heartbroken as anybody else was, because it's within our community. Whatever impacts in our community has an impact on each individual member of our community. Here's a short video of our fellow committee member Gary McKeown laying a wreath in remembrance of the young lady in question. And there's our people here gathered around, and also there was members of the Polish community who knew this young woman very, very well, and there was people close to tears at this point, because it's sort of the likes of these situations brings it right home to you that exactly what happened. Can I also, at this juncture, ask people to please avoid speculation and assumption, because it does no justice to a possible pain in court case and could interfere with it in a negative manner. We just like to say let the system work. And I think the young woman deserves respect as well as justice, and that's what we're about here in our committee. That's what we're about in our community. And here we have a photograph of the young lady in question. Just want to point out that was put on the gate of the house where this incident took place, and they gave me permission to take that photograph. And obviously, the Polish community in particular is very saddened by this tragedy, just like I said, or it is everybody in the Dromalane and Quayside Close community. But we're all pulling together, and we'll get through it. And if the Polish community within our community needs support or anything from us, we'll be there available to help them through this crisis, this terrible, terrible event. And there's
And
just
Jerry, I believe a rosary
sorry.
was said this evening as well.
Yeah, it was right. There's a photograph of the young woman leaving our community. I think that was around 4:30 today, and a few people at the outside, the photo, not in the photograph, people lined up in remembrance her, and in a very dignified manner. And even though she wasn't what you would call a member of this community for very long, we treat everybody as one of our own, and that's very important to us. We don't say what nationality, you're one of us, and you'll always be one of us, and that's the way we think.
Yeah, it's very, very tragic. Jerry, listen, thanks for your updates today, for keeping people informed of what was going on. And we would also emphasise for people not to speculate what went on. There is an active police investigation taking place, and it is very, very important that the police are left to do the work that has to be done. And I would like to thank Jerry. I would like to offer our sympathies to the young girl's family and to the Polish community, and of course to the community.
This is a video. I don't think there's a problem with the sound here. Of I think you have it there, Cal, of a rosary that took place after the wreath laying ceremony earlier on this evening. I don't know if he had, yeah, he has it there. As you see, there's people there from our community, people from the Polish community. They say it 1 decade of the rosary. This will be repeated tomorrow night. I believe it's 7:30, and individual residents will be laying flowers on the gate or the fencing of the house where this tragedy took place. So as to say, people have been heartbroken would be an understatement. Shocked would be an understatement. Can I also just make sure and let people know is we hear about, we get a lot of publicity situation. We're talking about a human life here. We're talking about a young woman who's somebody's daughter, possibly somebody's sister. And I think we should reflect on that and focus on that. I know a lot of people's interested in the publicity side and all the things that have been speculated about, but I think is we also should, and I'm going to now for a few seconds just, and I'd ask people who's watching this to just silently think about this tragedy and the young lady who sadly lost her life, because it's very important. So if you bear with me, Damien, just for a few seconds, or like just a bit quiet. I'm going to just say, may she rest in peace. And also on reflection, that could be your sister, your daughter. And I think when people's doing things or saying this happened, that they need to bear that in mind. And it's terrible news for that family when they've got it the day of what happened to her in our community.
Yeah, and again, Jerry, thanks a million. I would also emphasise that people should stop speculating, stay off social media, don't be posting anything about this incident, because there is an active police investigation. Let the police do the work. They've done great work today. And again, as I said, our thoughts and prayers are with this young girl and her family, and of course the Polish community in Newry, and of course Dromalane and the Quayside area as well. It's very, very tragic. So hopefully it'll get sorted. And Jerry, thanks a million for your help today, keeping us posted. It's been much appreciated. So thanks very much to everybody.